Hey guys, this is Bushwagger66, and I was going to hold off on this show until I actually play with them a little bit more. Then I can give you my personal opinions on each gun. But people have been asking me a lot of questions about the shockers I've gotten, and they're like, wow, they're really nice. What's the difference between a private label shocker and a stock shocker? Is it worth it? What are the main differences? Why do you like them so much? Because a lot of people know the shockers, NXTs are my favorite type of gun. Why did you trade your SL94 for two shockers? So what I have here today is, as you see, I have my my personal two shockers. I have my ShockTech shocker and my Russian Legion shocker, and I have a stock one right here, a stock 2009 Shocker NXT. To compare for you guys. I got it for you guys specifically for the show. Thanks to Shane for letting me use it. I'll give you his channel. You can check his channel out. But okay, so what we're going to do now is we're pretty much going to bring the camera in, and I'm going to show you the different features of each shocker, and then we're going to compare each shocker to a standard. Okay guys, first off we're going to take a look at the stock NXT shocker. Okay, this is the one that you can pretty much buy off the shelf anywhere. Pretty common on the paintball field today. Not as common as the Egos and Matrixes that you see nowadays. Shockers have somewhat lessened in popularity throughout the years. But as you see, this is a completely stock 2009 NXT shocker. As you see, it has pretty nice milling. Nothing rivaling that of a more expensive gun. Comes with a quarter turn on-off ASA, as most of the shockers do come with, and these ASAs come on the Epiphanies and the EOSes as well. This shocker comes with the classic sling style trigger. Okay, now this trigger is adjustable in 4 points, but some people like it, some people don't. Simply because the grip is very contoured to your hand, and the trigger is extremely close to the grip frame, so it might not be the most ideal trigger for walking. And it does come pretty well equipped. The 2009 NXT shockers are one of my favorite guns, specifically because of how much they changed since 2008. They have a new board inside. I think I mentioned that in my Octane shocker video. New board, awesome settings, Millennium, PSP, PSP 3-shot, semi-automatic, NXL, amazing modes in the 2009 Smart Parts tournament board, okay? Now, currently all shockers, 2009 shockers, come with a Q-lock feed neck, okay? And an All-American barrel, all right? A two-piece All-American barrel. All shockers, standard shockers nowadays also come with the classic shocker regulator, which internally is pretty much the same thing as an ion regulator or an Epiphany regulator. It just has a aluminum sleeve over the top. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swap out and go to a private label shocker. Okay guys, now we have a private label shocker here. This is one of my personal private label shockers. This is a 2007 ShockTech NXT, based off the very popular 2009 ShockTech SFT. Now, not that many of these guns you don't see ShockTech shockers around that much anymore, because I don't think that many were sold. This current ShockTech shocker is number 98 ever made. It's in near mint condition, as you can see. Wonderful condition. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the most well-equipped shockers that you could have bought or can buy at the day. When these things came out, these were about $1,100 when they first came out. Okay, and these are very well equipped compared to the stock NXT shockers that you can still buy. One upgrade that ShockTech generously put on for the player is a ShockTech micro drop and a on-off ASA. Okay, this can also be swapped out for more of a drop backward. It allows for more of a stretch setup for players that are bigger and need a more wide setup. Also, back players might like that feature a little bit more. They also added their ShockTech swoop trigger. Okay, they added their ShockTech bolt guide and ShockTech Superfly bolt inside of this gun. They also added their ShockTech clamping feed neck. As you see, very stylish, very very efficient, very good clamping feed neck. Definitely rivals the Q-Locks. Like all shockers, but not like the standard shocker, this shocker comes completely stock with a freak barrel, okay? All private label shockers come with freak barrels. Also, about private label shockers, the milling on these, you should notice, are significantly better and smoother because the aluminum they use to create these private label shocker bodies is a lot higher grade than that of a stock NXT. If you compare the lines and the anodizing on a private label shocker should be a lot smoother. It should feel a lot cleaner, a lot more. It just should feel more spread out. It's even all around the gun. Same with the milling. It should feel smoother. It should be less choppy, as you see here on the back of the gun. Okay, and if you look on the back of a regular shocker, okay, as you see, it's a little bit choppy on the back, not completely smooth. That's because this is a higher grade aluminum, and that's what they used to mill these shock tech bodies, along with every other private label shocker body. They also did an extensive amount of milling to the trigger frame, and this trigger frame they call the triple F trigger frame for fat fingers friendly. As you see, if I were to grip the gun right here, I have a lot of room for my fingers to move around and to walk the trigger on semi-auto, which makes this a very reliable gun in semi-auto. One last thing of why this is probably one of the greatest equipped shockers available is that it comes with their Shock Tech's regulator. Okay, now this regulator internally is pretty much almost exactly the same to a CP regulator, which makes this a very good stock regulator on this gun. There's nothing you have to change on this gun. Because usually you see shockers like this with a CP regulator on it or an aftermarket regulator. That's because these regulators aren't that, they don't have a really good flow capabilities. But this comes with an excellent regulator. You don't have to worry about anything on that. These do come with the same exact board as in the 2008 shockers. This is a 2009 shocker, but if the 2008 and 2009 look almost exactly the same. So pretty much the boards are exactly the same in a 2008-2009 shocker and the Shock Tech shocker. So the board, as you know, on the 2008 shockers isn't the most wonderful board in the world, but I am working on changing that. So now we're going to swap out and go to the Russian Legion shocker.